have the power.
Hey Bro fans, this is Todd, and today I'm going to talk to you about this cool battle axe. Before we do, let's first talk about the sword. So this is the sword that came with this from the same company. I made a whole video on it before, and I got lots of different He-Man swords, but this one is remarkable. Well, the company has now produced the battle axe. And what makes the battle axe so cool is, remember, way back in the 80s, we got this cool He-Man figure here, and he had this really cool battle axe. And I remember loving the battle axe more than any other weapon in all of Masters of the Universe lore, always hoping to get a really cool full-size battle axe. Now, back in the comics, when He-Man would be in the first original mini-comics, we saw the sword being more of a key to open Castle Grayskull than actual He-Man's weapon. And so Skeletor would try to get the two halves. He would combine them. And once he combined the two halves, then, so you can see here, the original weapons the sorcerers gave him, the sword was not included. It was the battle axe and the shield and the armor. Now, it did have a sword there, but it wasn't the power sword. It was just a sword. And so you can find the picture that shows the lore. Here it is. Here is the lore of the two swords. So whenever you saw He-Man in the comics, he was always sporting his battle axe everywhere he went. See if I can find. So you can see here, battle axe in his hand. And so for me, the battle axe was the coolest thing because that's what the weapon He-Man always used. Now in the cartoon, of course, they have the sword all the time being shown. But how cool would it have been in the cartoon if you would have been carrying around a battle axe all the time? That would have been really cool. But anyway, don't get me wrong, the sword's cool and I love it. But the battle axe is the weapon that I always thought of when I thought of He-Man, even though I know Filmation promoted the sword all the time. But without further ado, let's take a look at the battle axe of power. Now, this battle axe, in all the lore of both the cartoon and the comics, does not hold any special abilities or any special magical things or anything else. He doesn't transform from it or anything else. It's just his weapon of choice in the comics. And they made small plastic ones for kids, but this one, in case you weren't sure, it's not a toy. It says, this is not a toy. Not a toy. This is not for kids. It is for adults. And it is really cool. And it's funny, they showed He-Man for the cartoon. When the cartoon, he never wielded the battle axe. So I find that kind of humorous that they would show that in the back. Anyway, we got these Velcro pieces on there to hold the cardboard onto the battle axe. But nothing can contain the power of the axe. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, that feels so cool. Now, this brings me back to all the days of playing He-Man when I was a kid and loading the battle axe in his hand. And just look at how close this looks like the battle axe. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, so cool. It's got all the detailing, even the cool little marks that we saw as a kid wondering what the heck that was. A little silver shine here compared to the darker color here. And the nice part about it is look at the handle on this. Look at that. And this handle matches the sword. So these two go together really nice. I mean, look at that. Look how cool these two look together. Imagine a wood placard having these like this on your wall. That would look pretty cool. So this thing's a little bit hefty. A little heavier than I expected. Whoop, ho! It is still a little flopsy though too. But this is just so cool. Can you imagine wielding this? I imagine if this was made out of metal, this would be monstrous. I mean, you could not do the cool Conan pose. You would be just way too heavy. Now, if you're He-Man, you could probably do it. You have to probably move your hand up. You can feel the girth of this, as you know. Oh. But it's nice because you can actually get 2 hands on there. Now, I'm not into the LARPy stuff, I think it's called, where you actually go into a field and battle and everything else. But if I was, this would be my weapon of choice. This is so cool. So let's talk about the durability. So if you hit this, it hits a little bit on the hard side. I mean, it could cause some damage of some sort. But if you lanced off and hit the side, you might even ruin this if you hit it too hard, not straight on, and kind of had a side blast hit to it. So for LARPy play, again, I don't play LARPy stuff. I suppose it could work pretty well. The one thing we are missing, what we're missing, if you're listening, let's see what's the name of the company that makes this. Factory Entertainment, I think. Let's see. It's so small. It just says Factory Ent. Yeah, it must be Factory Entertainment. If you guys are listening, we need the shield. If we had the sword, which we do, which is made just like the toy, and the axe just like the toy, we now need the shield just like the toy. Now, granted, out of all the accessories, the shield would be the easiest one to make because it's just a big giant circle with some cutouts and another circle and another bump, and then a bunch of little round, half-round pieces. So you probably could make this out of foam yourself. But to have this painting and this detailing and have the brown on the inside where the handle is, that would be cool. All right. So, I just can't believe we actually got this. I've never seen the little kid's toy. I was so tempted to buy it, but this is something. And it's huge. Now, I really did, to store this on my back. I spent probably about 45 minutes to an hour to try to put some belts across me to try to hold this thing. I just could not get it to hold right, so I could hold the sword, hit my light, hold this sword aloft. And that would be cool to have this on your back, have this in your hand, and I'm sure I could figure out something. But in the short time I had, I couldn't. Man, look at this. Look at the, oh yeah, that is so cool. Anyway, you guys should get this. I mean, just for the fun of having it just sit in the side somewhere in your hobby room. I mean, that just looks cool. I mean, imagine your friends come over to visit and then they go, he left his battle axe out again. Oh, yes. Anyway, so am I happy with this? Yes, I am. This is so cool. Wish you could tell my excitement, how cool this is. But this is really cool. Which is funny, as you guys know, every year I do some kind of cosplay thing of He-Man, which is kind of ridiculous. There's a t-shirt with a battle armor on it. When I think of battle armor, you gotta have the battle axe. The battle axe just goes perfect with the battle armor. And I'm glad they made it look just like the original toy and not the classics. Because the original toy was the iconic thing that we all looked at for hours when we were alone playing He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. You would take and hide the swords throughout the room for Skeletor to try to find and Stratos to protect it or somebody else. And then He-Man would have his battle axe and his shield, and that was it, not the sword. And so this speaks the most He-Man weapon. In fact, what's funny is a long time ago, I made a He-Man game on my forum, and I used the battle axe to represent the good guys, because this, to me, is the weapon of choice. It's kind of like, you guys are watching One Piece. In One Piece, they call themselves the Straw Hat Pirates, which cracked me up because there's only one straw hat, and it's worn by Monkey D. Loki. I forget his name exactly how you say it. But if he loses that hat, what are we called then? You know, if they all had straw hats, I could see. I know I'm digressing. What am I talking about and why? There's only one battle axe, and it's wielded by He-Man. But this is what I use to represent the heroic forces, is the battle axe. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, it's so cool. Like the Havoc staff represents Skeletor's guys. The battle axe represents He-Man. Yep, I'm going to go show my wife this now. She's like, what did you get that for? I can already see it. What do you need that for? Why do you need this battle axe? I need it. I need it. It's so cool. I just love the fact that it just plays on my nostalgia so much of when I was a kid playing with my figures. It looks just like the little one that He-Man wielded every time I would pull out my Masters of the Universe figures. Yes. Anyway, that's all I have. Thanks for joining me, and I will put a link to this battle axe so you guys can get your own, and it is well worth it. And if I only could choose one out of the two, the iconic sword that's shown all the time in the cartoon or the battle axe, I would pick the battle axe. It's just so cool. I mean, the sword's cool, don't get me wrong, but again, in the comics, which is what I like a lot of, is the comics, he doesn't use the sword in the comics. He uses the battle axe, which is more of a barbarian type of thing than a clean-edged sword. So the sword is just the key to Castle Grayskull. Oh, but the battle axe is the weapon of He-Man's choice. Oh, it's just so cool. Anyway, good journey, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye now. Oh!
If you found enjoyment, like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Do it!
I have the power. He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe. He-Man, He-Man, He-Man. The most powerful man in the universe. He-Man. This is Adam, Prince of Eternia, defender of the secrets of Castle Grayskull. Fabulous secret powers were revealed to me the day I held aloft my magic sword and said, by the power of Grayskull. And I became